know what that is? It's a bear tiger wing. I know bears and tigers don't have wings. It's made with chicken. Bear's rub, tiger sauce. Let me show you how I did it. It's fantastic too.
All right, well, to make these chicken wings, you're gonna need 4 ingredients. Chicken wings, you're gonna need a rub, and I'm using Bear's rub. He's recently changed the name of it, and I'm glad he did too, because it's so much more than just a pork seasoning. It's great on poultry as well. All right, so we're putting it on chicken wings. I've used it before on chicken wings on camera. And now tiger sauce. Tiger sauce is a great wing sauce. I've used it before on wings before, but never with the Bear's rub. So this was the first time, and it came out fantastic. You're also gonna need a marinade. I'm using buttermilk. This is some home cultured buttermilk. I'll make my own. Just I culture some new buttermilk almost every week. All right, makes such a great marinade for pork and chicken. And I'm going to add some tiger sauce into this marinade, probably about a tablespoon, maybe a little more. And I'm going to let those chicken wings marinate in that marinade for about 2 hours in the refrigerator. And of course, you can go longer, but I was hungry, so I needed it. Only did it for about 2 hours. Now, you know the chicken wings in 3 parts. You got the drumette with 1 bone in it, the flat with 2 bones in it, and then you got the tip, or the catfish bait, as I like to call it. I do not waste the tip. I'll use it for catfish bait, or I'll make a stock with it. All right, to cut the wings now, if you just kind of spread them open, and if you're cutting in the wrong, it's hard to cut, you're cutting in the wrong place, I should say. So right here, I break the knuckle open, and then I actually started to cut in the wrong place and had to switch my knife, and then it cuts real easy. So if it's hard to cut, you're cutting in the wrong place. All right, and I'm going to save that tip, and you can make stock with it, or you could use it for fish bait. I'm probably going to use mine for fish bait. All right, I get them all cut up and marinated in there. I'll leave them in the ice box for about 2 hours. Now, when they come out, I just set them on this little rack on top of a pizza pan to dry out, and if you got some kind of wire rack, that's fine. And I'm also going to pat them dry with a paper towel. You'll see that here in just a minute. All right, I do not coat them with oil this time. I could have, maybe I should have, but they were pretty crispy without it. So I pat them dry and pat off that excess buttermilk with a paper towel, and now it's time to put on the Bear's rub. Now, if you've never tried Bear's rub, it's a real interesting rub. It's different than most other rubs, because most rubs start with either the salt or the sweet, and or the spice, and this one starts with the savory. It's got a lot of good savory stuff in there, including sage, which I think goes real well with poultry. All right, and it's a low sodium product. It's only got about 4% salt in it. I flip them over, I do the other side. It doesn't have a whole lot of sugar in it. There's a little bit of sweetness, there's a little bit of salt, but it's not too much. A lot of savory flavors in there. Now it's time for the grill thrill.
All right, it's beginning to drizzle, but I hope this works out. I put Rutland fire starter square down in the bottom on top of about 3 coals, dump the other coals on top. I've got that charcoal ring upside down so that the tapered narrow end is facing up, so that this will work kind of like a popular aftermarket accessory sold for other kettle grills that rhymes with the, or sounds like the name, brand name of Chevy truck engines. You know what I'm talking about. We're just gonna lay them all around here just like that. All right, they're placed on there like that. We're gonna cover them up. I've got vents wide open on both sides. All right, that's screaming at nearly 450 degrees. Let's get some tiger sauce painted on these things, just like that. Get them glazed. I may be putting this on here a little too early, but I'm gonna be putting more coats and more coats, so we're gonna keep them wet. But it shouldn't take too long at those temps for little bitty chicken wings. I'm gonna flip them over and do the same. All right, the drumettes are showing about 140, 147. The flats around 145, 153. We want 165 at least. If I can get to 170, I'm even happier. These are wings. But the tiger sauce is not burned too bad. And we're gonna coat them again. We're just gonna glaze them again. Now, I don't have a whole lot in there. And this is the brush I used for the raw chicken when the chicken wasn't fully cooked earlier, but that outside of the skin was pretty much cooked, and that's all I was touching. And this is gonna cook on here. 1 little small bottle of tiger sauce does 1 little pack of wings. All right, now that I just basted them that second time, I'm gonna flip them again, baste them again, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. We're still screaming hot, well above 500 degrees. That's what those wings look like. Check a flat, 166, 170, that's done. Check it in the middle there, yep. Check a drumette. Not quite, that one's not quite done. 177, I think the flats are done. Drumette's gonna sit here for a little while. Drumettes need to be at least 165, and I'd rather 170. So, I'm pulling the flats off. Yep. Pulling the flats off, all the flats are done. Pulling the flats off, leaving the drumettes on for a little while. Just like that. All the flats coming off, all my flats are done. Drumettes, they're a thicker piece of meat. They gotta go a little bit longer. Just heard my son in there. I think LSU just scored a touchdown. They play in Miami tonight. From Dallas. So that's why I gotta have tiger wings. Go Tigers. It's still screaming hot. And I expect these drumettes are done. Yep. Right down there deep. 170 to 183. That one's one of the biggest ones I got. Right near the bone, 180. Oh yeah. I like them at 180. 170 I'll deal with. That one may be too hot. I know that little one's probably too hot too. 190, yep. You notice I put some sausages on there too, so let's get these wings off of here. I took the flats off earlier. You didn't see that on camera. But we'll go ahead and get these drumettes off. Let the sausage go a little bit longer. But this thing works really well, and you can buy aftermarket things for your kettle grill. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mentioned it earlier. Sounds like the name of Chevy truck engines, right? So anyway, it came with this Stōk grill, and it works really well for this kind of cook. All right, I've already given my daughter one of these delicious wings. She's just off camera. She doesn't want to be on camera for the taste test, but she's been doing the camera work tonight outside. I hadn't brought the tripod outside, so thank my daughter, Hannah. Hannah, thank you, and you get the first chicken wing. She's already bit half of it, too.
Really good.
It's really good?
It's really good.
Really, really good? Okay, do I want to try a drumette or a flat? What do I want to try? I like the flats best anyway. Let's go. I was right. That savoriness of the bears, which is not too sweet and not very spicy, and not very sweet, and the buttermilk and that sweet and spicy of the tiger sauce. Tiger sauce is just a perfect wing sauce as it is. It's also a good steak sauce too. It's good on lots of things. Make it right there in New Orleans. Who didn't like tiger sauce, you know? All right. Honey, you want to try a wing?
Not right now, I'm cooking.
My wife didn't want to try one, so I'll tell you what though, they're good. Try some Bears rub, tiger sauce on wings. Easy. Love it. Bye y'all. Thanks, Bear.